welcome to Brimwood Farm, and can you believe it is March already? That seems insane, especially as January seemed to take so long. And being March the 1st is putting me in a little bit of panic, and I get this every spring because I suddenly start thinking that I'm not going to get enough time to put all my seeds in. Now it has been unreasonably warm, which is also kicking that desire to get things into the garden. So there's a couple of things we need to do in the vegetable garden, so let's get going. So it has been wildly hot over here. It doesn't feel like February, it feels like spring. It's been 18, 19 degrees, and I know some of you over in the US have had awful, awful winters, so it's extreme. So you've had terrible, terrible winters, and we've got such a mild February. It's mad, and Sard's currently over in Canada, and it's freezing, and over here we've been in t-shirt weather. Now obviously I shouldn't get too excited and put too much in, but there are a few things to do, such as I finally need to prick out these spinach, and just, you can see down here there are a few plants that are too close together, so we're going to prick those out, and they don't need this on anymore. I only put the cloche on to start with just to keep them, you know, the worst frost and the worst snow off them, and we didn't even have any snow, and if we do get any now, they're big enough to survive. So that's the first job I'm going to get on with today, and then there's a couple of things with broad beans and cabbages, and also the pheasants to do too. Now, of course, it would be the one day where it hasn't been hot and sunny that I choose to do this, but actually that's no bad thing, especially when you're coming to pricking things out, because you're exposing the roots from the soil, so you don't want to really for it to be mega hot. So things like this, where I've got two, I'm just going to dig them up, shake them apart. You can see the nice little root balls there. I'll put this one back in where it started. And I'll put this one in here, and I need to do that for this whole bed, just separating out these little plants. They're decent size, so there's no point throwing them away. Well, that's much better, and even though it was not very even before in terms of germination rate, now I've pricked out those little spinach, they look a lot better. Now I've just got to give them a final water, because even though it is raining, I still need to water in those roots. Now the other task I need to do is I need to cover the pheasant run floor in some bark, because you can see it has just turned to mud, which when it's dry is not a problem, but as soon as it gets any wet it's going to turn boggy and horrible, which is not what we want when they're about to lay eggs and nest, hopefully. So I'm going to get the bark in there. When you go in there, you will see how different pheasants are to chickens. These two, he's not too bad actually, Adam is not too bad. Eve is a complete and utter muppet. She flies all over the place like I'm literally about to take her soul. So I will go in and spread the bark out and make it look a lot nicer. I do want to get some more plants. These were box. Last summer they just dried out and died, but I don't want to take them out completely at the moment, because they do offer a little bit of shelter and protection for these guys to hide behind. So I am going to get something nicer in there, some greenery in there later in the year, but for now let's get some bark in this run. Well, as expected, both acted like complete idiots, but it does look better now. Well, here are some lovely broad bean plants, and I decided not to plant them outside this year because A, I didn't want the mice to get them, and B, I just wanted to protect them from frost, because although this is a variety that you can plant outside and it grows, if it gets really mild, it does grow lots of leaves, and then it's not protected from frost. It will still blacken off. As you can see though, however, they've done really, really well, and you'll remember we had a couple of really, really lanky ones, and I just took them off here. And here you can see, and they've started to sprout from below. The other thing is they are covered in flowers already, so they do need to go outside now and be popped into the ground. Up here we've got our lovely parsley. These are perennial parsley plants. Again, I brought them inside just to give them a little bit of extra protection in case we got a horrible winter, and we didn't, but they're doing really, really well in here. And then just beside them we've got a few perennial plants. I picked these up the other day really, really cheaply. So there's a little chocolate cosmos in here. There is some echinacea here, some astrantia, and something else that I can't remember the name of. I always forget what this is. Is it gypsophilia? Gypsophilia? Something like that. But there's 3 of those plants here. And we did also give a little attempt with dahlias. So these dahlias, you normally wait for dahlias to start sprouting, sorry, before you pop them in. But I thought I'm going to try something different. I'm going to pop them into soil in here. And so we've got 4 plants. As yet, nothing has come up, but that's not to be expected because it's still quite late. So let's get these broad beans outside and into the ground. Well, here's our broad beans, and you can see that we've got several per pot, so I've got 4 in this pot, and all I need to do, look at that root ball, it's lovely. I just need to gently prise these guys apart. Oh, I love the smell of broad beans, even just the leaves. And then I'm going to get these into the bed. Really important to remember that it is still cold and it is still March the 1st, and not get seduced by this lovely sunny weather. And you can see that the rain has stopped and the sun has come out, but if I don't cover these up, they will get frosted if we get frost or any cold. So that polytunnel that came off the spinach will be going on these guys if I see that temperatures are dropping at night. Well, it looks like it's about to pour again, so I've come inside and I'm going to do some pricking out and potting on of these annuals and biennials for the coming spring, which isn't far away. I would love to hear what you guys are sowing and growing at the moment, either in the comments, or if you're on Facebook, pop over to Brimwood Farm's community group, join us there and let us know, take loads of pictures and show everybody what you're up to. But for now, enjoy the rest of your day and I shall see you again soon. Bye bye.